Well, did you eat enough over the holiday? It's time now to talk about food again.
I don't think there's ever an occasion where there's too much food. Chef Plum is joining us now from his kitchen with another extraordinary recipe for all of us to try. Hey, Chef.
Hi.
How are you, Caitlin? Great to see you. Great to see you guys.
You too.
I made the Chef
Happy
Plum
New Year.
tenderloin. It did not disappoint again. I did the perfect tenderloin that I've been making years now since you taught me. It came out very nice.
So glad to hear it. I didn't see any pictures, though. I thought you would text me a picture.
You know, I should have. I'll let you all know I've been a little off social. My camera on my phone is broken.
What?
Yeah.
You can fix that. That's
a
pretty
problem,
easy.
isn't it?
Like, how do you survive without a camera phone?
Yeah, I know. So we're going to have to work on getting that fixed this week. But anyway, what do you have for us?
Yeah,
Well,
what are we doing?
Well, Happy New Year to you guys. So
Happy New Year.
I thought about getting the year started off with something kind of easy to kind of get us started when it comes to making dinners. And one of our favorite things to have in my house is a delicious onion soup. Now, I know what you're thinking. Onion soup, kind of boring, but this is based off of more of an English onion soup where you actually use a little bit of Worcestershire sauce. Caitlin, I can't even say that word. I apologize, but you get the idea. But it's a really, really simple soup, and I want to show you how to make it. I think everybody would actually really, really enjoy this soup. So I've got my pan here getting nice and hot, right? Making sure you guys can see that. Yeah, nice and hot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add, I've got about 3 onions right here cut up. Just radial, sliced in like little slices. You can cut it any way you want. I'm going to put that in my pan right there.
Yeah.
And then I also like to use a little bit of leeks, right?
Ooh.
Leeks are these guys here. You see them? They're long. They look like big green onions.
Yeah.
Leeks,
onions 2 ways.
All onions are in the, yeah. So all onions are in the lily family. So if you let them grow, they form a really big, beautiful flower. But these guys add a lot of flavor without a lot of onioniness. Does that make sense? So you don't have that crazy, terrible onion breath.
Our naturopath, Dr. Artemis Morris, always says, eat a lot of onions and garlic. I know that doesn't sound good for your breath. When you're trying to improve your immune system, which we all need to do right now.
It's really good for you.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because in my world, I think everything that's delicious starts with onion and garlic. So let's go ahead and add a little bit of garlic. I've got a clove of garlic sliced up. Now, what I did here with this clove of garlic, I sliced it up. I didn't smash it or cut it really small. Where's my camera? There we go. The reason why I didn't do that is because if you cut it really small, it's going to burn. So I'm going to put these little like slices of garlic in there, just like this.
Okay.
And we let this ride. Let it kind of get happy. Move it around. Inside this pan, I've got a little olive oil too, as I started in. Now, the other thing I got to remember to tell you this is that when you're using onions, or cooking with onions, you got to use a lot of salt. Onions soak up salt a ton. They love it. Don't be afraid to put about a tablespoon or so of salt in there to get it started. It sounds like a lot. It's not. Those onions will soak it right up.
Okay.
So we're just kind of sauteing this up, let it get coated, let it kind of become translucent. I like to add a little pat of butter to it as well. Just get that in there, add a little extra flavoring to it. Now, as you start to get darker, what we're looking for, we're trying to caramelize them with the sugars to turn to a nice dark color. I like to add a sprig of thyme. Now, if you don't have sprigs of thyme, you can buy them from your grocery store. They come in those little, clamshell containers like these guys. You can just buy them there. But you can just add a sprig in there, and then I like to throw a leaf or two of fresh sage. If you don't have this stuff, just use the dry stuff. Just remember, use a little bit of it. And if you're going to use that, smush it in your fingers like this. That's a culinary term. Smush it, because that brings out the natural oils in them. So I'm just going to keep moving this around. And then what happens is, I'm going to bring over my other pan so you guys can see what happens. It starts to get nice and beautifully dark. Like this.
Oh, yeah.
You can see in there? Look how dark. I'll hold it up to the camera, right?
Yeah.
It starts to cook down and get nice and dark like that. That's what you want.
That looks like a French onion soup, but it's not a French onion soup.
Probably smells really good, too.
It smells phenomenal, right? Except for my wife's like, listen, whenever you make this soup, turn the oven, the overhead fan on, because the onion smell comes to the house like a champion. But I think it smells delicious. So then once it gets to this point, I like to add about a third of a cup of wine to it. Whatever wine you got around, just some kind of red wine, just to add a little extra flavor to it. What that also does is it deglazes the bottom of the pan, right? You can see if you look at the bottom of my pan there, I've got, exactly. You want to pull those nice little sticky bits off the bottom. Look at that, beautiful. And then once we get to this point, I usually add a little bit of black pepper like this, and we're almost done. We're almost there. A little black pepper, and then I add a little chicken stock to it. You can use veggie stock. You could even make, if you have some onion stock or mushroom stock, that works well too. I like chicken stock. It's kind of a crowd pleaser at my house. So I add about half a box of chicken stock to it, and then I'll add a little water if it needs it. But just to get it going and bring it to a nice simmer. And I want to simmer this for about 10 minutes or so. 10, 15 minutes, longer the better, but that's fine. And then what happens is it looks like this. This is the fun part of this recipe. I have 12 different pans. So here we go. It kind of starts to look like this. You can see how it gets a little thicker on there. I'll look at the camera better so you can see it in the overhead. It starts to thicken up some, right? That's what we want. That's the deliciousness. You can smell that. Oh, I wish we had. If we could figure out a way to do smell-o-vision here on Great Day, we would be doing phenomenal. So then what I like to do is move this to the side over here, and I'm going to bring it up here and show you how I plate this up. So I take my pan like this guy here, and I've got my little bowl. This is an oven-safe bowl, so I give a little spoonful of it right in there, just like this, right? And then what I do is I get a little grated Gruyere cheese. I just like to grate it in. You could use a little cheddar. You could use a little Swiss if you want.
Like really melty cheese?
Yeah, absolutely. And then I top it with a little piece of a little baguette slice here. Put that right in like this, right?
Yum.
And then I usually give it a little leaf of sage, and I'll throw this in the oven. And look how this comes out. Look at this, you guys. This is phenomenal. Delicious. Here, let me pull this out and show you. Look how this comes out. Are you kidding me? It's super hot. Can you see that? Here, I'll hold up the camera so you get a better shot of it. But look at this.
Yum.
It gets super delicious just like that. And then the way to finish it, to make it really a little bit different than everybody else, you take a little bit of that Worcestershire, a couple drops. Don't go crazy with it. Just a couple little drops right there. And there you have it.
There you got it.
English style onion soup, easy meal. Perfect for the wintertime as we get a little colder around here.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chef Plum. We love it.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Delicious. You guys have a great New Year. Don't forget to check out Season on Thursdays.
Okay.